This video is over Chapter 5. Chapter 5 deals with quick fixes. So we're going to start over on page 108. And on 108, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open our projects in Bridge. So we're going to go to File, Browse in Bridge, and wait for your bridge to come up. Once your bridge comes up, let me shrink this down so you guys can see it a little better. Then you're going to go to this PC, and there's a million different ways. If yours looks different from mine, that's fine. The important thing is that you start with going to this PC, and then you go to the Student G Drive. That's where you get all your projects. Go to Art, Computer Graphics, 2018 Photoshop book files, lesson files, lesson 5. I'm going to expand my bridge just a little bit so I can see my files better. And remember that your book is going to tell you to take a look at your end file and your start file so you can see the difference between them. I do not put your end files. Your end files are not available. So the next thing your book is telling you on number 4 is double click the red eye start file to open it in Photoshop. So I've double clicked it, and now I'm going to minimize bridge, and you can see the start file is up. Then you're going to save this project in your H drive. So File, Save As. You're going to navigate back over to your H drive. You can click here, you can click back on this PC. Hopefully you guys are all familiar with your 3 different drives at this point. Save it in your computer graphics folder, and then mine looks different from yours, and that's okay. But we're going to save it as your book tells you. Always save it as what your book tells you. Your book tells you to save it as working. And then, it says red eye first. Red eye underscore working. And then as a Photoshop file, the dot, and then the extension tells you what type of file. I'm going to click on here and click Photoshop, so you know it's a Photoshop file. So step 6 on page 109 says select the zoom tool and then click and drag to zoom in to see the woman's eye. If the scrubby zoom isn't selected, drag a marquee around the eye to select it. So if I click on the zoom tool, here's your zoom tool. The scrubby zoom tool just is a little bit different. I do not have my scrubby zoom tool selected. I don't like to use it. So what I can do is just click and drag over her eyes so I can see it a little bit better. Number 7, select the red eye tool hidden under the spot healing brush. My patch tool is what is showing right now. A lot of you might still have that spot healing brush as what's showing. So if you click and hold with your mouse, I'm still clicking with my mouse, and then come down here to the red eye tool, and you guys can see the red eye tool is now what's available to use. In the options bar, reduce the pupil size to 23%. Here's the options bar. I'm going to reduce that to 23%. You can also just highlight it and type. And then the darken amount to 62%. Click the pupil in the woman's left eye. Click. And you guys can see that it's dark now. Number 10, click the pupil in the woman's right eye to remove the red reflection there too. So I need to zoom out. So I'm going to go back and click on that zoom tool. And then I'm going to press and hold Alt and click a couple times until I can get to where I can see this eye. Then I'm going to go back and grab that red eye tool. Red eye tool is new to our version of Photoshop. And then click that eye. All right, page 110. Choose View Fit on Screen. Okay, so we're going to go to View and then Fit on Screen. Choose File Save. Click the curves in the adjustment panel. So we got to go to our adjustment panel right here. If you don't see your adjustment panel, then you need to come over to Window and then find Adjustments. You won't have a check there. Go ahead and click it and then it'll show up over here. So now we're going to click on Curves. If you're not sure which one is Curves, then you just hover until it tells you the name of it. But you're going to click right here where it says Curves. Click the Auto to apply an automatic correction. The image will brighten. So we're going to click right here where it says Auto. And then we can see that the image is a little bit lighter at this point. So number 3 on page 111, choose Lighten from the preset menu. The curve changes slightly. So here's preset, and we're going to go to lighter. Actually lighter, not lighten. And you can see the curve, it changed just a little bit. The difference between the two curves is that a preset applies the same curve to every image, while the auto customizes the curves after analyzing the individual image. Click the Reset button at the bottom of the Properties panel to revert back to an unadjusted image. Let's have her right here and figure out which one is the reset. Here we go. This one's the reset, and that goes back to the original image. Number 5, select the On Image Adjustment tool, which is right here in the Curves panel. Then click the center of the forehead and drag upwards. That brightens the image nicely and also improves the contrast. So we're going to click right here and then drag up. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. We're going to go ahead and go to Layer. And in this particular case, because we're not finished with the image, we are going to flatten our image. So we go to Layer, Flatten Image. That gets rid of all of the curves and the adjustment layers. And now save your work. File, save. Okay. Page 112. With the red eye working still open, choose Filter, Liquify. And here's where some people were having some problems. We're going to go to Filter, Liquify. We have a new dialog box that came up. Should be a picture of the young lady. And I have to shrink mine slightly so you guys can see it on the video. In the Properties panel, expand the face-aware Liquify options. So we're now in the Liquify page, and what it's telling us the next step, number 2, it says in the Properties panel, expand the face-aware Liquify options. Here's your face-aware Liquify options, and here's the little arrow. You're going to click to expand that arrow. Make sure that the eyes section is expanded and that the link icon is selected for both eye size and eye height. So we're going to go to eye and click on that. Okay, so everything is linked, so that's really good. So enter 32 for size. And 10 for height. Okay. Let's see if I can move my face over. So Not let me move my face over yet. Okay. Make sure that the mouth selection is expanded. And here's your mouth section. Enter 5 for smile. And 9 for mouth height. Make sure that the face shape selection is expanded. Right here is face shape. Enter 40 for jawline. And 50 for face width. Okay. Deselect and reselect the preview option to compare the image before and after your changes. You can see my Photoshop has a lag here, so I'm going to have to close this out and restart it. Hopefully it's going to save these changes, otherwise I'm going to redo them. It makes no, if I click preview, turn it on and off, you're not able to see the differences, before and after differences. So I'll go ahead and close this out and then start a new video. Only have 4 minutes left anyways. So this is the end of video 1 for chapter 5.